I am convinced that if you asked my Caribbean mother nicely, she would have pulled a folding chair out of her purse. Here's no ordinary bag. It had everything: snacks, tissues, Band-Aids, wet wipes, clean t-shirt, and a plastic bag for the dirty t-shirt. Why does she pack all of this? Because Caribbean mothers know their kids. They know which one is going to require a change of clothes, which child is going to fall and need some first aid, and which one is going to loudly announce about 5 minutes after leaving home that they're hungry. My mother wasn't psychic. She was designing a system. And that bag, a full operation strategy disguised as a purse. Let's unpack it, because there's some lessons here. First, customer experience. My mother understood the entire journey, every step, every need, every possible disaster. She wasn't just reacting to problems. She was designing the experience she wanted us to have, anticipating obstacles before they happened. That bag was basically a predictive analytics system with straps. Second, value proposition. Her mission was crystal clear: keep the kids clean, safe, fed, and alive. She understood what mattered. Nothing extra, but nothing missed. Everything in that bag selected to deliver value. But if you asked her, "Are you running operations?" she would have looked at you sideways. Yet, that is exactly what she was doing. Customer experience, value proposition. She just didn't call it that. And here's the thing: we're doing the same thing right now. We just don't realize it. So when I say operations, many people might think of what happens in factories, supply chain, process improvement, back office operations. But operations is simply how you deliver experience and value. It's a system designed for what matters, and it's everywhere. In our routines, in our family scheduling, our meal planning, it's all operations. We just don't see it that way. And what we cannot see, we do not prepare for or design for it. So we never stop to ask, who am I serving? What value am I delivering? We just keep running on autopilot. I know this because it happened to me, and I should have known better. I'm a chemical engineer by training. I designed manufacturing systems, figuring out how components and equipment come together to execute on processes that would reliably produce something of value. After my MBA, I took this thinking into organizations, studying how they delivered value or, some cases, failed to. I founded Pearl Operational Design, named after my mother, Pearl Lord. In my mind, she was the ultimate operations, or as we would say, systems thinker. She was a nurse who went into the homes of her patients to deliver care and intuitively knew about customer experience and value proposition long before I had the language for it. So we spent many years working with organizations, helping them redesign their systems. Until a few years ago, when my own system broke. I was living what I thought was my purpose. Great job. Amazing team. All the right boxes checked. But I felt like bad Wi-Fi. Connected, but constantly buffering. What I couldn't see was that I was running operations every morning. Emails, tasks, optimized workflows. I was incredibly efficient. But I wasn't asking, who was I serving and what value was I delivering? So when things started to feel off, I did what any operations person would do. I optimized. I became a life minimalist. I looked at my schedule and I said, if it doesn't align with my purpose, it goes. Friends, love you, but you're not KPI aligned. Hobbies, energizing, but are you billable? Rest, productivity doesn't nap. The leanest possible system. I Marie Kondoed my life until only work remained. And I expected to feel focused, fulfilled, and wildly efficient. Instead, I felt tired with availability. More time in my calendar, zero energy in my body. And that's when I saw my operations. I was serving many customers. My work, my family, my community, myself. But I wasn't asking what was their experience and what value I was delivering. Value? I had always just been optimizing for output. No wonder the system was draining me. So I went back to basics. I started asking the two questions that I had previously ignored. Question 1, customer experience. Who am I here to serve? Is it my family, myself, my community, my work? What do they need? Can I anticipate instead of react? Am I designing for the experience that I want them to have? Or am I just responding to whatever happens? Question 2, value proposition. What am I here to deliver? Is it productivity? Is it efficiency? What really matters? And is my system designed to deliver that? When I started asking these questions, I realized that in being the minimalist and optimizing only for efficiency, I had cut out everything in my life that mattered for my presence, my energy, my creativity, and my connection. So I redesigned my operations. From a customer experience, I was not optimized to give myself a good experience. So I went back to playing the steel pan, an instrument that was created in Trinidad, where my mother's from. Now, there are a number of pans for a range of sounds, including bass, which is what I play. The bass sets the beat, the foundation for the entire song, much like operations sets the foundation for how organizations function. But it's the arranger that I am most impressed with in the orchestra. He is the systems thinker. He has to imagine the entire song in his head and then figure out what and how each section needs to play for the song to come together harmoniously. Now, that is intentional system design. And I'm standing on my bass pan thinking, this is what we do in organizations. So with the orchestra, my experience is social, it's creative, and it provides me with learning that I take back to help solve business problems. I don't have it all figured out, and my life is still a work in progress. But I am doing it intentionally. We are running operations right now. Our routines, our workflows, how we show up, everything. We're just not asking, what is my customer experience? What is my value proposition? So start there and then make one adjustment and then another. You're not designing the perfect life. You're designing a system that works for you. My mother did not need an MBA to understand operations. She packed her bag for customer experience and value proposition. She designed a system that worked. It wasn't perfect, but it was intentional. So, what will you pack in your bag? Thank you.